I knew it. I told y'all that this was gonna happen. I knew it. I knew it. I knew when Amber turned him down, I knew that this was going to happen, that the more time that he spent with her, they were going to get to know each other. This was going to happen. So let me go ahead and break this down. They're not biologically related. Let me start there. They didn't grow up together. She had no idea that is Judy's son. And he don't know that's her husband's daughter. He's never met them. So y'all gotta understand, this ain't the same scenario here. Now I can see if they were biologically related, I'd be like, nah, I think this is a bad idea. But the fact that their marriage is coming to an end, you forget, Samson wants a divorce. So being that their marriage is coming to an end, these two are getting together. I can see it. Why? Because Samson and Judy are getting divorced. Now, is it going to cause some complications because of the whole scenario of it all? Yeah. But do I think them getting together is a bad thing? No. Because Amber don't want him. Amber does not want him. She wants Victor. I knew this was coming. I knew it. I knew it was coming. Because I knew that she liked him. I knew it. So do I think this is going to really impact them? No. I just think it's going to come out before they get serious. But being that they're not related, I don't think it matters. Because they're step brother and sister. They didn't grow up together. They're adults. It's not like they grew up together. But if Samson and Judy are getting divorced and it's not working out, then that's what they're going to have to deal with. The fact of that. But he's not close to his mother like that. But not only that, I think Judy would want this, honestly. She would want them two to get together. Because of the fact they're not related and they didn't grow up together. So y'all got to understand, these two did not grow up together and they're not biologically related. And they're not. They're just related through marriage. But that's it. So if they decide to date, it ain't nothing nobody can say. To be honest. You know what I'm saying? Because let's say, for example, my mother and father got remarried, and me and the stepbrother, we're adults. We don't know each other like that. So if him and I met prior to us finding out that they're dating, then I guess, what can you do? You might find your person, but I can't sit up here and say that this is a bad thing because I don't believe in that. Half brother and sister, that's DNA. Step brother and sister, they didn't grow up together. So this is a whole different entity. They didn't know about each other. So I can definitely, see it. So like I said, Amber need to hang it up because these two may end up together. So I just feel like that they gonna, I don't know. I mean, Wayne and them threw that monkey wrench. So this is going to be interesting when Amber find out. But the question is Britney going to tell, Amber that, she kissed Kelvin. And I mean, with Dalen, he lied to her anyway. So I told y'all they were going this direction. I knew they were going. So I'm not surprised at all. So, like I said, I look at it differently. They're not related by blood. If they were related by blood, I'd have been like, absolutely not. But being that they're not related by blood, then I can say that I don't have a problem with it. Because they're not related, and he did not know her during the marriage. So, if they're introduced and everything, and Samson finds out that Kelvin and Britney want to be together, and the fact that him and Judy are getting divorced and everything, and then the situation where her parents, in that situation, honey, yeah, that's not gonna do nothing but push them together. And it's not gonna matter about this whole situation. I think the both of them just could be like, you know what? We gonna be together, we gonna be happy. We ain't got nothing to do with y'all. I think they both gonna distance themselves from their parents anyway. So because I think they're gonna distance themselves anyway, I just feel like that I can see it. Because there are a lot of stories where I've seen happen where the sister ends up with the sister's fiance because of the way that she's been treated, or they dated a long time ago. I've seen stuff like this. Honey, you'd be amazed the curveballs that you'll get. So like I said, if they're happy, I mean, who am I to say something about it? So I just feel like that, why not? That's the way I look at it. Why not? Because Amber is too busy over there with what's her name. And like I said, I think he got turned off the fact that the wig and everything. So yeah, Amber's need to hang that up. I think them two gonna end up getting together. I think that Kelvin and Britney gonna end up together in the end. I told y'all that. So like I said, they're not related. They met prior to this situation. And yeah, it's going to throw a monkey wrench in it. But I think in the end, when Britney finds out what her parents did, and then the fact of him and Judy and that situation, I think they both just going to distance themselves from all of them and just be together and be happy. Why not? I mean, why not? Because at the end of the day, they don't have any loyalty. Britney don't have no loyalty to her mama, and he don't have no loyalty to his. So I'm just like, okay, why not? So I'm not mad at it, to be honest. I'm not. I can see it. So like I said, I just find it funny that this is playing out that way. But Amber does make it seem like she's not interested in Kelvin like that. And like I said, Brittany's been there for him. She's supported him. She's had his back, stuff like that. So, I'm not surprised. So like I said, unless they're related by blood, then that would be a whole different situation. But stepbrother and stepsister, if they didn't grow up together and they met before, or like I said, this situation, I've seen it happen all the time. I've seen it where stepbrothers and stepsisters end up getting together. I have seen this and get married. Why? Because there's just some attraction there. They're not related. He didn't grow up with his mother. And Brittany, I think Judy and him got together when she was an adult. So like I said, is it going to be interesting when they find out they're half brother and sister? Yeah. But at the same time, when everything else come out, it's not going to be no loyalty. They both their parents done did things to them. So they have no loyalty to their parents. Not none. Is it normal? No. But is it surprising? No. Like I said, I'm not surprised at the end of the day. But then again, she's still dating Dalen, so we're going to see how that play out. But I think she going to find out about that girl, and then it's going to be a mess and a half. But I digress in this situation. So like I said, in the end, I've seen crazier situations, to be honest. This ain't nothing new. But like I said, this is the writers. This ain't me. Would I have written this scenario? Probably not. But then again, this is Wayne's world, and I'm going to look at it as Wayne's world. So I can't look at it any other way. So, it is what it is. But, yeah, I'm not surprised. So, with that being said, we're going to see how that go. As for Shayla, honey, I don't even know why you asked him for going to counseling. I know why you did it and what the purpose of it was, but girl, you should have known that wasn't going to happen. That man is not going to counseling with you, and he's made that clear. So like I said, when she find out the truth that he's trying to get back with his wife, like I said, I digress. With that being said, that's all that's going on so far that I've seen so far. So,